Throughout history, man and machine have come together to change the world. And there's no combination more powerful than a man and his rifle. Hello everyone, Richard here, and join me as we take a look at the assault rifles found throughout Far Cry 4. Kyrat is no place for the faint of heart, and as such, is flooded with a variety of weapons. The very first assault rifle that you'll get your hands on is arguably the most recognizable weapon of all time, the AK-47. Boasting high damage compared to most other assault rifles, the AK serves you well for the first few missions, providing an effective means of eliminating enemies at medium ranges. Like most Soviet-era weapons in Far Cry 4, you will not be able to add any attachments, despite it having an optical accessory rail mounted on the receiver. Still, the iron sights are clear enough, and the 30-round magazine is ample, especially considering its slower rate of fire. To be fair, it isn't a weapon without issue. Its poor accuracy makes it difficult to use past medium range, as well as having a rather quick damage drop-off. Its close range effectiveness is also limited by its previously mentioned slow rate of fire. While this Cold Warrior will get you started, it will quickly become outclassed by more versatile selections later on. The next assault rifle available is a more modern offering, boasting all-round improvements at the cost of damage compared to the Kalashnikov, the STG-90. Its most noticeable improvement is an increased rate of fire, making it more effective at close ranges and when fired from the hip. When employing it against more distant foes, you will notice it is significantly more accurate compared to the AK, letting you reliably score headshots out to middle ranges. It also accepts attachments, but is limited to only one, and can only equip either the reflex sight or the extended magazines. Unfortunately, it will lack in stopping power, somewhat compensated with a high rate of fire. You still should have no issue dealing with most unarmored opponents, especially if you focus on getting headshots. One notable disadvantage is its inability to mount a suppressor, making it ineffective when stealth is key. While this is a very good upgrade from the AK, don't get too attached, as there are superior options that will become rapidly available as you progress through Kyrat. Next up is an exotic bullpup hailing from France, the F1. Based on the FAMAS F1, it's memorable as it's the only assault rifle with a 3-round burst, and is also the first rifle you can suppress. Compared to the STG, it has superior handling and accuracy at the cost of some damage. The extra accuracy the F1 has makes it a good choice for players who value precision over sheer volume of fire, letting you strike your enemies with pinpoint precision, and with the addition of a suppressor, you can do so without making a peep. This weapon makes an excellent choice for those wishing to silently infiltrate outposts, but a proper vantage point for using a bow or sniper is unavailable. While it being able to fire faster than a bolt-action sniper or bow and arrow makes it effective if you miss your first shot, you will notice it will take several body shots to down enemies. Its 3-round burst also limits its effectiveness at close range, being unable to unload a magazine when caught off guard. Despite all this, the F1 makes an ideal choice for a mid-range silent weapon until more suitable replacements become available later on. While the next weapon may technically be a battle rifle rather than an assault rifle, it still can be used in an aggressive fashion. The MS-16 is based on the M1A SOCOM-16, a modernized version of the venerable M14 rifle. Being the only single-fire assault rifle, the MS packs a devastating punch, accuracy, as well as range, making it a nice stopgap between snipers and ARs. Even though it is not as powerful as the sniper rifles, this weapon does have considerable stopping power, making it very effective at dealing with heavier units such as heavy gunners or flame units, whose armor may prove too tough for smaller caliber weapons. Its improved accuracy and ability to accept a suppressor can also make it very useful when clearing outposts or attempting to silently eliminate threats from a safe distance. It isn't without issue, however. Lacking a full auto function makes this weapon abysmal from the hip, as well as having a smaller magazine compared to other rifles. Keep in mind that as the game progresses and enemies' armor becomes thicker, that you will need to rely on headshots to be effective. A marksman's rifle, for sure, able to quickly and silently snuff out your opponents from a safe distance. Our next weapon is a personal favorite, based on the Heckler & Koch M416 with an all-American flare, comes the P416, a late-game assault rifle that will tear your enemies to shreds in a burst of hot lead. While not the most powerful assault rifle in-game, it certainly is no lightweight, with good damage and fair enough accuracy. Its biggest advantage, however, is its high rate of fire, letting you quickly unload into enemies without pause. This also makes it one of the best assault rifles to use from the hip, allowing you to saturate an area with a reasonable degree of effectiveness. Though its accuracy isn't atrocious, it will be outclassed by more precise rifles like the STG or the F1. You will also find it will burn through magazines rather quickly, especially if you aren't careful. Just because you can, doesn't mean you should. Black and mean, the P416 is a full auto killing machine, and is the go-to rifle when things get dirty. Our final weapon finishes this list off with a bang. The A52 packs a heavy punch while still retaining full auto capabilities. This Israeli assault rifle is based on the original Galil, however features several improvements to make the weapon more resilient in the face of adverse fighting conditions. Damage is very high, finding itself between the AK-47 and the MS-16 rifle. This gives it plenty of stopping power to deal with heavier units that you will more frequently encounter later on in the game. It also fires faster and more accurately than the AK-47, giving it a huge range advantage, especially with an optic equipped. Unfortunately, you cannot equip a suppressor, meaning this weapon is only useful once your presence is known. It also has a fair amount of recoil, meaning tap or burst firing may be essential to preserving accuracy at middle ranges. Still, this desert-born assault rifle is more than capable, and might just be the ace up your sleeve. Thank you very much for watching. Tell me what you thought of this episode in the comment section below. And until next time, farewell.